All right. I just came out the shower. I didn't realize how late it was. I didn't eat anything all day. I'm starving. So I want to make this quick so I can go find something to fucking eat because I can't believe I don't be eating all day and I'm starving. My stomach is empty as hell. You know when you feel your stomach empty as hell? Damn, I feel like nothing in there. Anyway, today's June 1st. Um, I want to talk about X because we're getting closer to summer and we're getting closer to his anniversary. I don't want to say anniversary like it's a good thing, but it is getting closer to the time when he had passed away, 7 years from when he passed away. I don't want to say anniversary like it's a good thing, but I guess that's just gonna have to be the way I say it. A lot of people had a spiritual awakening in 2019. Now, stick with me, stick with my point that I'm trying to make. 2019. The reason why I say 2019, obviously, is a year after he passed, but if you notice, a lot of people had started seeing things for what it is. A lot of people are starting to be woke. Before the term changed, people used to say woke back in 2019 and 2020. The term had changed to just being into ideology, some bullshit. They changed the term woke to forcing, what do you call it? Forcing specific agendas and being too much into the real life weird shit. That's what they called woke now. They changed the term woke. They changed it into some bullshit term, but at the time it was basically like when you started seeing things for what it is as either distractions or things to help you. I don't even know how to definition it now because now when you say the term woke, you mean stuff that is with ideology. Ideology is belief systems that people follow. So like stuff with the like LGBTQ or stuff with like the BLM or stuff that's too political. That's what they mean when we say woke now. They changed the term. Anyway, at the time back in 2019, um, the term woke was used for people who were starting to see things for what it is, and it was very few people who did. And the very few people who did were people who were listening to XXX. If you didn't listen to XXX, I'm pretty sure you weren't going to be into that yet. Because I felt like the way life is now, life is completely different now. This wasn't not how it was in the 2010s. People talk more about shit that's really going on now. People's not believing in celebrities that much now. People's not really following the political system now. People are more into themselves now. That wasn't not like how it was in the 2010s. 2010s was more on the fun side, uplifting side, happier side, moody side. So let's get back on the X. Now, X was a prime example of a celebrity that had heavy power and heavy influence. He had a genre of music that was like punk, heavy metal, rage, loud, angry fighting, and he was known for getting into fights and beefing with people, beefing with Drake. That's how his image was. He was like that badass teenager. He went to jail a couple times. He was just loud. He would listen to the lyrics he was using. He was gaining hella clout. I fuck with X. He's not one of my favorite rappers, but he has a couple bangers that I like, couple stuff that fits with nostalgia, and I fuck with him. And I understand, and I love what he was trying to do before he passed away, before they silenced him. He was trying to wake up so many people. He was trying to change so many things. You know, he's a prime reason on why Solemnity started to, become spiritual soul. If you think about it, he was a prime example on a couple people. I'm trying to get into the point. A lot of people weren't so aware of the spiritual and the depth of this reality before 2018. Now, XXX never came out and was just saying demons this, blah 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 blah. He gave you specific little hints to make you go deeper into the research. So he was talking about the power of music, the power of the tempo and the melody, and the power of music, and how you can have hypnosis over people with music. He has plenty of interviews with that. And he started to influence kids to do the better thing. So versus his old self, where the rage and the loud and the anger and the fighting, now he was saying that you could do anything you put your mind to. The children have the power to do anything. This nigga even had a vlogging channel. Like, he was even vlogging on YouTube. Like, he was vlogging, helping people and giving stuff away. He was being a good leader, someone that you look up to. Around January, February, March 2018, before I was pushing on Beyonce, like that era. I remember seeing him around doing that on YouTube and stuff, you know? And it was cool to see a rapper do that. So then a few months later, from March, he was doing that from like January, February, March. There are other dates, I'm probably missing it. And that's just what I remember. And from three months later from that, June, he unfortunately passed away. And a year later in 2019, a lot of people started seeing things for what it is. So Spiritual Soul, Illuminati was 2019. A lot of people started waking up and seeing things for what it is. A lot of people started speaking out against the Matrix and things like that, and the power of music and the darkness behind the system of everything. And I can see that he was really trying to wake a lot of people up because, of course, like I said earlier, before 2018, nobody was into this. Like, it seemed like religion and exposing the belief system, you know, the stuff that's going on in the world, no one was really deeply into that shit until realistically now. Like, COVID had to happen. The life is completely different now in the 2020s. It's like COVID had to happen to wake some people up. Otherwise, people would literally still be asleep. Because even I started to have a deeper awakening. I was always wise, but my mind was never this expanded like I was since 2021. And I could do deeper videos on that in the future. But that dude actually, it's like a domino effect. It was like XXX, Illuminati, then the kids, the teenagers. And then now more people are starting, but even people who don't even listen to X, people are just now seeing it now. A lot of people is not though. A lot of people is not, because I remember when I was in school, 2023, when I was in school, I had a teacher, rest in peace. He eventually passed away. It's just so fucking weird how life is. He eventually passed away, and I thought some weird shit was going on with how he passed away. Mr. Evitable, rip. If anyone went to Achievement First in class of 2024, they know who I'm talking about. Just comment down below. I had a teacher. He actually went against the curriculum, and he started talking about some real deep, crazy shit. He started talking about Freemasons. He started talking about secret societies, Illuminati. He started talking about some real deep shit. And I remember one time he spoke about Freemasons, and like 10 like deans, principals, and teachers came in the classroom and they were watching him talk about it. And I felt a dark energy from them, because he was speaking about Freemasons, Illuminati, he was talking about secret societies, but he also had a they like the aura was off. Like they were like putting on like a sarcastic smile. I mean, I tell you, principals, everybody in the school system is with that shit, because school programs you to be like, you know, school doesn't program you to do anything else but just be a slave to the system. They don't help you with shit. They don't teach you how to get a good job. They tell niggas to go to college. I mean, I could do a whole deeper video in school anyway. But he talked about a lot of stuff like that. And rest in peace, he passed away. It's crazy, right? And I remember when he brought up Freemasons and Illuminati, a lot of pretty baddie girls in my class, like, you know, the pretty girls that, you know, they just spend money and live their life. They didn't know anything about what he was talking about. He had to break it down. He was like, the Illuminati is on the dollar bill. And they were like, for real? They never realized that that's what that symbol meant. So that's just something I wanted to say. So a lot of people are still asleep. XXX couldn't wake up everybody. Illuminati couldn't wake up everybody. A lot of people couldn't wake up everybody. But it was a domino effect to just spread amongst the community, because you got to start from somewhere. And as every year go on, I've been seeing more motivational videos on YouTube. I've been seeing more exposure videos of connecting with God, connecting with spiritual meditation. I've been seeing all types of shit. And on the flip side of that, I have been seeing a lot of exposure. Remember I told you, TikTok in 2021 was a prime platform that was exposing Satan, the government, CIA, deep, crazy shit. So it was getting deeper in 2021. And there was a bad side to it too, because a lot of people who used to expose Hollywood content and CIA and government stuff used to have the Us. Remember the Us song? The song that was in Us? I Got 5 on. They used to put that edit on the music, and then they used to use crazy loud music, and then it kind of turned into a meme, so people didn't take it serious. And then the music was louder than them, so people was getting mad at people were getting mad at the music and not really listening to the content that the people were saying. So that was throwing everything off. But that's really it. So that's the flip side to trying to expose Hollywood, because people weren't taking it serious and people didn't believe you. A lot of people are still asleep. But when you have the loud ass exaggerated horror music in the background, the fucking piano and all that shit, and the OSTs, people was like, what the hell is this? It sound like a meme. They're not taking it serious. So that's just it. That's all I want to say. X really tried his hardest to wake a lot of people up. You know, a lot of people really tried to. I see it, man. It did not start until 2019. I'm telling you, Solemnati. And I didn't realize a lot of agendas didn't start until 2019 too. A lot of stuff that's been going on now, a lot of normalized ideologies and groups and communities didn't really start until like the end of 2018, 2019. I could do deeper videos on that. And then COVID just happened. Everyone was at home for like a year straight and then had to consume all this. And then everybody just came out as different fucking people when COVID had hit. It was a domino effect. I really wonder how X would have been if he didn't pass away. Juice WRLD was too, though. Juice WRLD was also doing motivational, influential right before he passed. Like when my great grandmother passed away in 2019, October 2019 to November. I remember seeing him post that on YouTube, Instagram. I remember looking at my social media at that time and seeing that. His passing just caught me off guard. I couldn't believe it. The sad thing about the music industry is that these artists are also worth a lot more dead than they are alive. XXX, Juice WRLD, they are huge amongst the kids. So with them passing, the label doesn't have to give them shares to them or their family. So they could just hog their music, make all the money, milk the fuck out their name, and then keep raising money for the label. And then they put out these unreleased songs. Sometimes they even use AI to copy these dead artists' voice to milk and get songs that's not even them. They never fucking recorded that. You just shitting on their fucking name. That shit is unbelievable how dark the system is. So when I look at what X was trying to do before he passed away, he was talking about the power of music, connecting with the spiritual. He was getting a little deep. And then you look at Juice WRLD, and then you see that they passed away a few months later. You see how bad this world is. You see how dark this matrix could really be. You see how sad and scary. But again, a lot of people really don't know. Like the story that I told when I was in school, a lot of people really don't know. Because even on social media, I be checking the comments of certain posts, and a lot of people really have questions. They're really asking tons of questions. Tons of questions. A lot of people laugh. A lot of people get ignorant. A lot of people get really offended when you bring up stuff like this. They think it's a joke or something. It triggers something in your heart. It's weird. It's really weird. A lot of people from that community of school, that community of like young teenagers, high schoolers, middle schoolers, whatever, the young black teens, and I'm just black people. I don't want to just single out race. All young people, they don't know about the Faustian bargain and making deals with the devil and how Satan is the god of this world. They don't know nothing about that true religion shit and true spiritual stuff. They don't know nothing about that. So that's crazy, Faustian bargain, they don't even know nothing about the Illuminati. And the Illuminati is not even... Freemasonry and Illuminati is the tip of the iceberg. It's deeper shit than that. Like, I'm tired of hearing about the fucking Illuminati. That shit boring now. I'm like, here we go again. The same old, same old. That's like learning your ABCs. Even Mobb Deep said that. It's like learning about your ABCs. I'd rather hear more shit about like Skull and Bones and fucking Freemasonry. Those type of secret societies. There's tons of crazy shit out there. A lot of people don't know about. I should have known. I should have known these kids were asleep based off their fucking playlists back in school. Like, I remember my friends' playlists back in 2019. Them shits was trash. Like, they were bumping Blueface, saying that Blueface was the best rapper. I was like, oh, I should have known niggas was really asleep. You listen to Blueface and you thinking that he'd go? Oh, yeah, I should have known niggas was slow. I ain't gonna lie. They didn't only listen to Blueface, but they thought that my music taste was trash. I was listening to 90s in 2019. Young Nutty, Lil Baby, Travis Scott, Cardi. And they were saying my shit was ass. But they thought that Blueface... You know what I'm saying? So 2019 was a lit year because 2019 was realistically the last year of normality. But it was also the year that got us into this bullshit right now. And I actually like the era before. I like the era without all the destruction that it caused, because it's the reason why we're here right now. But if COVID never happened, I think 2019 could have been more appreciated, because social media was lit, music was lit, movies was lit, fun was lit. It was just lit. It was just lit all around, I like 2019. I appreciate X. I like what X did. I like that he was really trying to change. Something had went into him. I heard one of my friends, she really loved XXX, so she might be right about this. One of my friends last year, and this stuck in my head because I know about Jehovah, but she said a Jehovah Witness went to go talk to X. I don't know. I don't know if that's true. I haven't heard. I looked it up to Google it, and I didn't see anything about it. But I heard something about that. But maybe he just had an awakening because he was so trapped in darkness. He took a picture with a hat, with Satan on his hat. He went to jail a lot of times. He was getting into fights. And I feel like he probably just wanted to change and just do better. He was speaking about fake people, spiritual. Like, he was literally like, if Spiritual Soul was a rapper, he was basically like, if that spiritual guy had power to talk to me. Like, he was literally like, it was lit. You know what I'm saying? I mess with X. He's not one of my favorite rappers, but I like a lot of his stuff. He brings me back to 2017, 2018. He got some hype stuff. He got some cool stuff, man. He cool. I really, really want to see what he was able to do. And a lot of rappers, when he had passed away, they gave him his flowers, man. A lot of people did. A lot of young, like Trippie Redd, Kanye. I heard that Trippie Redd was in jail when he heard about X. I think it was something like that. Like he was just getting out, and he heard that his boy passed away. That shit was crazy. Ski Mask. He even said, even in his Instagram story, he was like, if he passed away, Drake did it. He said some shit. He was blaming Drake for all that. He beefed with Drake. He was calling Drake a fraud and all types of shit. And then Drake had, and I'm upset. He was like, SMS, XXX. That's the only time we'll ever shoot below the net. Why you keep on shooting if you know that nigga, brother? I like that song. When I first heard that song back in 2018, I didn't pick it up. But re-listening to it now, hearing people decode and talk about it, I was like, oh shit, that's what he meant? I remember when I first heard I'm Upset, I thought that was one of the hardest songs ever. But I didn't realize he said SMS. Even he could have just been rhyming, but because SMS don't mean shit. It would have been crazy if he said SMH XXX. I was like, oh shit. Because SMH, shake your head, shake my head. Real shit though. Today's June 1st. I can't believe we're here already. This year's going by fast as hell. 99 years ago, Marilyn Monroe. Morgan Freeman is today. Marilyn Monroe is today. Why am I seeing, what the hell, all this link coming from? I'm trying to talk. And then yesterday was Clint Eastwood and stuff like that. Today's a crazy day because I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna tell y'all what happened to me earlier today, but something happened. A particular person showed up that I haven't seen in over a year. Something that happened earlier. I'm not gonna say names. I'm not gonna say anything, but I'm marking that down on this video on this date. So that was the last thing that I fucking expected today. I was like, you should see my face. I was like, what the fuck is going on? A lot of people's bots in this shit. A lot of people really don't know. A lot of people's just here to be bots. A lot of people's here to be distractions. A lot of people are dark energy. A lot of people's here to help. This is a weird world we live in, man. It's a weird world we live in, you know? But there are still people who still do worship and dick ride celebrities. It's fucking weird. But we just gotta see, you know? Let me end this video so I could go fucking eat because I haven't eaten all day. I gotta stop doing that. I didn't eat all day today. I didn't eat yesterday, and I didn't eat the day before that. I just don't be wanting to eat sometimes, man. Shit, people saying I lose weight. I don't even feel like I'm losing, but I can understand. I can understand why. I'm not eating, but I feel like I haven't lost weight. I feel like the same, like, this little same size. I feel like the same, like, what, bro? Let me go. Like, there was nothing, like, there was nobody spiritual before 2018. Now, I'm not saying nobody's spiritual, like religion never existed. Obviously, it's been here for centuries. What I'm trying to say is the younger community, the youth, the way life is now, it wasn't like this in 2017. You know, that wasn't like how it was in the 2010s. It was really fun. There was no one who was speaking out against this. And if you were speaking out against this, you would be looked at as crazy. You would be looked at as like boring or stupid. But from like 2014 to 2017, that was just like a fun, happy, lit era. It wasn't even like, you know? Positivity don't fly in this world. Juice WRLD had an interview back in November 2019 where he was talking about positivity and getting over depression and helping the kids out, knowing that a lot of kids look up to him. XXX had it too. XXX was really doing giveaways on his channel. Man, it was really like they were really trying to change, because Juice WRLD was known to talk about drugs. XXX is known to talk about fighting and drugs and, you know, they both talk about mental health. But now that they're trying to talk about positivity, But all these evil, crazy-ass rappers who talk about dark, crazy, dark, demon, demonic, satanic shit, they perfectly fine. So y'all should really think about that. Like, after him, Kobe, after Juice WRLD, it was Kobe, Pop Smoke, Chadwick. And Chadwick is another example too, because Chadwick was talking, he always was on the positive side, man. That man was always, he went against the idea of the stereotype black image and played an iconic character. Man, I couldn't believe it.
I want to ask, I'm not going to ask everybody, but it can be short. I want to ask what your dreams are.
I think you're helping lead in the change of teaching young people how to deal with their feelings. How does it feel to say that you could lead that charge or be a leader in that charge?
I mean, it feels great. It's a blessing. And honestly, somebody got to do it.